from Memorial Hall here in Kansas City, Kansas, this is Invicta FC 58. Sanctioned by the Kansas Athletic Commission, Board Chairman Tom Burrows, Executive Director Alejandra Prieto, striving to protect the health and welfare of all the participants and spectators. Now, this opening bout is set for 3 rounds in the atomweight division. Introducing to you first, out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist standing 4 feet 11 inches tall, officially weighing in at a ready 105 pounds, holding a professional record of 1 win, no losses, from Tomball, Texas, presenting Hope Hummingbird Holmes. Her adversary across the cage, out of the red corner. At 5 feet 1 inches tall, this jiu-jitsu fighter officially weighed in at 105.7 pounds, holding a professional record of 1 victory, coming by way of submission with no defeats. Fighting out of Krakow, Poland, introducing Magdalena Adamovka Chabon. Your referee in charge of the action, Nick Behrens.
Magdalena Chabon in her pro debut. Lasted only 2 minutes, 41 seconds before she was able to get that rear naked choke. So expect fireworks right off the bat in this one. And here we go. Round 1. Chabon orthodox, Holmes southpaw. Right hand misses for Chabon.
And you can see so much, ooh, beautifully done. You can see so much of this fight comes, or fighting a southpaw, or fighting somebody right-handed as a southpaw, comes with that front foot placement, outstepping the front foot, finding a home for your cross.
Oh, Chabon lands a left hook.
Nice overhand as well.
Beautiful teep there. It looks like Chabon is finding her range a little bit. You know, she's landed a couple of those right hands, landed that check hook. She's starting to find her distance.
And one of the things Holmes told us is that her kicks, she thinks, is going to make a difference in this. She comes from a taekwondo and a kickboxing background and really wants to utilize her side kick and her front leg kicks in this fight, as we're seeing. Not really slowing down the pull.
Holmes trying to control the center of the cage. Now pushed back up against the cage by Chabon.
Holmes bracing on the face there, able to break away.
Last loss for Chabon came in March of 2020, swinging a miss on the kick.
So composed out there. Look at the way she's just moving, staying patient. I love those fakes with the front leg, the way she
small hip feints. Yes.
The hip twitch. Oh, nicely done there from Holmes. Could have put a little bit more power in there, but I understand the pace is very fast here.
Well, and traditionally, Chabon likes to come out a bit of a fast starter, and Holmes kind of is a little bit of a slower starter, likes to make her reads and kind of work her way into that higher volume as she makes those, you know, adjustments.
And you can see Holmes is trying to utilize the side kick to the front leg of Chabon. Chabon's keeping that knee bent. Ooh, a little bit of a slip almost there. We did hear the canvas is a bit slippery tonight. Good head movement there from Holmes.
Holmes made her amateur debut April 2021, age 31.
Both of them driving for those calf kicks there. Nice.
Just ducking underneath. Oh, big throw!
Beautiful. We're in chorus, Negan. That was just lovely.
2 minutes to go in round 1. Chabon with a beautiful Uchimata on top in the closed guard.
And that's just beautiful display of knowing how to maneuver your opponent once they're trying to come in heavy like that. And Holmes did a good job getting in on that body lock, but a little bit too much momentum. Shaban was able to capitalize on that and make her pay for closing that range, and now in a really strong position. We'll see if she's able to get some ground and pound going here, but
Nice quick elbow there. You can see Holmes is playing that kind of high guard game, trying to slow down any sort of output from Shaban. And I really like those elbows right there. I think if she opened up her hips and exploded on that, but again, you lose that control once you do that. Oh, trying
Holmes
to tie it for the
looking-
triangle. Sorry, Jake.
No, looking to throw up a submission. You're right, Julie. Holmes, purple belt in jiu-jitsu. Shaban, brown belt in jiu-jitsu. IBJJF world champion at blue belt. So far, Shaban not keen on posturing up and throwing any strikes, Megan.
well, she's not really had the space to. You know, Holmes is doing a really good job of locking that down and really preventing Shaban from being able to posture up and create space, get some of that ground and pound going. And sometimes that's just the case. You're not able to create that space. I think if Shaban wants to utilize this part of her game, she's going to have to pass the guard to do that, because Holmes is doing a really good job of locking that down and preventing her from creating any form of space here.
I will say, though, Shaban is doing a nice job with her head actually
Yes.
driving into Holmes, sort of countering that locked up position. And when she was able to kind of posture and get an explosive hit, it was quite hard. You can get some very heavy ground and pound in those short outbursts. However, Holmes was doing a great job of getting those small punches there to the head and elbows.
Round one comes to a close. Shaban with a beautiful Uchimata that set up that close guard sequence, which found her riding out the rest of the round on top. Talk us through this, Megan.
Yeah, well, Holmes did a really good job of getting in under those strikes and getting in on the body lock, but Shaban, just beautiful timing there, just riding the wave and just controlling the direction of this fight, not allowing Holmes to kind of push her towards the cage like it looked like she was trying to, but very dominant round, I would say, from Shaban in this one. How much do you score that ground game, even though Holmes was being active as well, Julie?
Yeah, I mean, don't ask me about scoring because I always get it wrong. But I will say she was being active. I think Holmes did the right job of locking her down and looking for those short hits, because damage is also an extremely important part of this. And you can open somebody up in those short elbows to the head from a posture or unpostured guard, I should say.
Speaking of scoring, the fans at home never have to be wrong about scoring with an open scoring. Invicta, possibly the only organization in the world that utilizes open scoring, so that you know exactly who won round one. Deep straight up the middle by Shaban.
Beautiful.
And there's the open scoring. Judges are a little bit split. One of the judges had it 10-9 for Holmes, but the other two gave it to Shaban. Oh, and another takedown earlier in the round for Magdalena.
Holmes is trying to lock up that head into a guillotine position. Shaban able to just pull right out of that. And again, she goes for that, I'd say, bottom up, head down when she's bracing. And, it can be quite dangerous. It can give up those arm bars and stuff, but it's also, you can also use that head to really pin your opponent flat and find those hard shots and use gravity to aid your delivery.
Interested to know what the 100% option is. Hope Holmes' corner calling for the 100% option.
It's always interesting to hear the corner calls for some of the athletes. It can be very entertaining at times, the wordage that they use for certain things.
Oh, yeah.
The codes and whatnot, right?
Cornering
Yes.
is its own sport. Yeah.
Holmes trying to put the feet on the hips to create an angle for that armbar you talked about, Julie.
And I really like the way that Shaban, she's already drawn blood. I'm telling you, those small strikes are actually quite large when it comes to the impact that they can have. But I like the way she's trying to control the biceps when she doesn't quite have that right there. But you can see she's trying to push into the hip a little bit as she's driving down to make it uncomfortable for the American fighter.
Looks like Holmes playing with the idea of utilizing the cage as a leverage point. You can see her put her toes in, getting some space.
Nicely done there.
Back up to the feet.
Big right hand.
Yeah, eats some big shots. And Shaban trying for another takedown. Holmes pulls out of it.
Inside leg kick for Holmes. Oh, big cut under the left eye of Hummingbird Holmes.
And I'd like to see the replay on which strike that was. I believe it was an elbow, but there was some grinding of the head, and it might have been a slip there too. I don't think it was a headbutt at all, but I'm wondering if that kind of helped aid the cut to open more.
Takedown attempt by Holmes now.
Was doing a really good job of timing that right hand of Shaban and getting in underneath that but naked guillotine right here.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, beautiful.
Holmes trying to push up on the elbow to free her neck, and she's still caught in it! And Magdalena Chaban submits Hummingbird Holmes.
I ran out of words in that. That was so tight. That was amazing.
That was beautiful.
And for her to hang on to that, even though Hope Holmes dipping down to try to utilize that drop single to eliminate the pressure, but it was just too tight. So much pressure on that. It was like a power guillotine, the upside down rear naked choke almost.
Yes, and it was just beautiful tenaciousness of Shaban in that instance of not letting go when Holmes looked to try to alleviate some of that pressure and drop to the ground. She followed through on that beautifully.
Well, I want to see a replay on that. Julie, talk us through this power guillotine.
Oh, well, look at that. She wraps up under the head with that left arm, is locked in there on the bicep. Now you see Holmes trying to do that Superman, fireman carry over the top, but it is too tight, and she's actually wrenching the spine around, pulling the head, almost not separating the head, but you know what I mean, getting that leverage. And I mean, she had to tap right there. That must have been extraordinarily painful.
And the elbow was in line with the chin, which means it's closing off both sides of the neck. She actually let go of one of her control hands at some point, but the arm that was choking was so deep in there that she was able to reestablish that grip and finish the match.
What an extraordinary debut with the organization.
And now with the official decision, here's Kaz Egan.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Nick Behrens calls a stop to the contest at 2 minutes, 42 seconds of the second round. For your winner by submission due to guillotine, Magdalena Adamovka Chaban.
Guys, I'm here with your winner, Magdalena, US debut, Invicta debut, second round submission. Talk us through the emotions right now.
Oh, I don't know what I should say now, but I want to say hello to everybody here. Hello to States. I hope I will have more fights here in Invicta. So, I don't know, I'm just really happy that I'm here, and yeah, I don't know what else. Just thank you for everything. Thank you, my opponent, for the fight. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I will say something in Polish. Dziękuję wszystkim, że oglądacie. Bardzo mi miło, że zarywacie nocki, żeby zobaczyć moje walki. Pozdrawiam wszystkich, rodzinę, znajomych, szczególnie moich rodziców, braciszka. No, kocham was.
Well, you really were able to open up that cut early in that second round. When it got to the feet, did you kind of have a feeling that the submission was going to be there when she tried to go in to reshoot again? Or was it kind of just, you felt it out?
Yeah, I knew that when she will go for a double leg takedown or single leg, the head will be there. So we was training there that whole time. So not only for that fight, but just for my jiu-jitsu. And it worked also in MMA, so I'm really happy about that.
Well, you're now 1-0 in Invicta, 2-0 as a professional. When do you want to get back in here?
I don't know. I think I will speak about it later, so maybe then I will tell you something more.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner, Magdalena Chaban.